Zach, the first thing I'm struck by is you've really slimmed down quite a bit.
Thank you. I've had a lot of plastic surgery and
A lot of work done on the...
a lot of work on my torso and my face-o.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of just started not eating.
That's a great diet. Just no eating at all. No Weight Watchers food. Just you cut out all food.
No food. Now, I tend not to eat. Well, I shouldn't say this here.
No. So go ahead, say
I
it.
tend not to eat food advertised on television.
Food advertised on television. You mean the food, those commercials they show that keep our show in business? That's the food you avoid. Is that what you're saying?
Nope, I didn't say that at all.
Fast food. You might.
Fast food you can't do. You have to eat whole food, whole grains, and that kind of stuff. And you have to cut out like whipped cream pizzas.
I disagree completely.
Oh, boy.
Jeff, who are our big advertisers? Who?
Whipped cream pizza co.
No, but like, so which ones? Like McDonald's, Burger King? Some of the best food there is right there. That's great food. Awesome food. That's all we eat at my house.
You didn't know, but you're living shitty, buddy.
Yeah. I would hate to be you. You have a horrible life. So that's true. You're eating healthy food now. Did you ever miss? That's her furniture.
Sorry. I get so nervous on these. I'm sorry. I'm
Please,
good. Yeah.
I know.
Is this better? Yeah, that's better.
Yes, please. No manspreading. Now, you slimmed down. I know that part of, because many times you would come on our show and do all kinds of jokes, and you used to like to do fat jokes about yourself. Do you miss doing those now?
Well, I'm not that skinny. I know I don't do fat jokes about myself anymore. They don't seem to work. I do them more about, somebody that might be a little bigger, like Chris Christie is one of the guys.
Right. You take the jokes that you used to do about yourself and you just turn them on others.
Yeah, they work better for Chris Christie than they did for me.
Right.
Which one of them is? Did you know that Chris?
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Did you know that Chris Christie is suing donuts?
Oh, really?
Donuts?
Yeah, why?
Because of the hole. Have you seen that movie End of Watch? Has anybody seen that movie End of Watch?
End of Watch. That's a big movie right now, End of Watch.
You know what it's about?
I don't.
It's about when Chris Christie sat on his Rolex.
Okay, now listen. This is working out great for you. I'm Zach Galifianakis.
Hello, my name is Zach Galifianakis, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm named after my granddad. My middle name. My name is Zach Granddad Galifianakis. I was Febrezing my beard today, thinking about what I was going to talk about, and I think I'm just going to open up and talk. Please be quiet. I'm very interesting. My brother has ADD, which is weird because he drives a Ford Focus. I told my brother that joke and he didn't laugh because he got distracted by a squirrel. I went to my high school reunion not too long ago, and that was something. I was homeschooled. So it's just me there next to a bowl of punch listening to Kool and the Gang, talking about how fat I've gotten. I have gotten fatter, which sucks because I'm claustrophobic. At what age do you tell a highway it was adopted? I think around 7, because they start thinking, I don't look like the Kiwanis Club. My agent called me the other day and she was like, Zach, you have an audition for a Triscuits commercial. And I said, is there any nudity? And she said, yes. And I said, I don't have to make love to a cracker, do I? Okay, that's not true. I just wanted to write a joke where the punchline was, I don't have to make love to a cracker, do I? Which would be different if I were a black comedian. I want to open a maternity shop and call it We're Screwed. I think that sign in neighborhoods that says slow children playing is so mean. I like to go to the Olive Garden by myself on Saturday nights and have the waiter sing that happy birthday song to me. And just sit there and cry. My girlfriend looks a little bit like Charlize Theron and a lot like Patrick Ewing. The president's dog's name is Miss Beasley. I can't believe the president's dog and my penis have the same name. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. That was great. Thank you. You look fantastic. You've lost some weight.
Around 2 ounces.
I was gonna say about 2 ounces.
Yeah. No, I stopped drinking and I just kind of put the weight off.
Really? So you stopped drinking and the weight just, because they say that can really make a huge difference.
Yeah, I was having a lot of vodka with sausage, and
Was the sausage in the drink?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
delicious.
Yeah.
But bad for you.
Bad for you.
Swizzle sausage.
Yeah.
But I was getting in too much trouble with the drink and stuff, so I just kind of...
Was there an incident that sort of, because everyone, if they stop drinking, there's usually one thing that happens that makes them think, okay, now I got to cut back.
This was about 20 things. One night I was walking. That's it. That's the story.
You just were like, I've got to stop walking. This walking thing is terrible.
I was walking through New York, and I was walking over towards one of the bridges to walk home, and I was on the Lower East Side, and I had gotten into the whiskey that night, and I was listening to my headphones, and this guy in a Jaguar, how do you say it?
Jaguar.
Yeah, one of those, cut me off when I was crossing Ludlow Street.
Yeah.
Now, if it had been a Chevy Lumina, I wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But this is a Jag, and some fancy assholes in there, and
Yeah.
and so as it cut me off, I hit the car as hard as I can with my hands, just like, bam. Hey, I was like, oh man, Zach, you're real cool.
Yeah.
And
I've had some whiskey. I got my headphones on. I just hit a Jaguar.
Yeah. And I just keep walking, and tap on my shoulder about 20 seconds later, and I turn around, and it's 2 6'6" guys.
Oh.
12 by 12. And
They were cubes.
they were cute. But anyway, there were 2 huge 6'6" guys, and I turn around, I take my headphones off, and they both at the same time spit in my face.
You're kidding.
And I don't know if you've ever been spit in your face non-sexually, but But all I remember is being so stunned, and they walked away. I didn't really even say anything because I didn't know what to say. And I remember reaching into a trash can and grabbing a beer bottle and saying to myself out loud, "Nobody spits in Zach Galifianakis' face." I threw the beer bottle at the car, and it missed. And that's my story.
Yeah. I wish you had said.
Nothing big happened. But that's one of the reasons
You decided to cut back.
cut back a little
The guys didn't recognize. They spit on you. They obviously didn't recognize you. What about? I mean, now
I was wearing a Nixon mask.
Well, this story's changing a lot.
No, I don't think. No, they didn't recognize me.
now-
If they did recognize me, they probably would have done more than spit in my face.
Yeah, but I'm curious. Do you like? We've known you for a really long time, and we've seen you blow up and become this big star. Do you like being famous and being recognized?
I don't, and I understand the irony of saying that on a talk show. But I don't. I've had trouble. I'm kind of private, and I try to. If I see a pack of teenagers walking my way, forget it. I will run.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll run the other way.
Yeah, run the other way for sure. Yeah, it's a tricky thing to be noticed.
Do you notice that there's a kind of it's a certain kind of person that notices you more than?
Well, it's never anybody wearing a doctor smock. It's always somebody like with a Who Farted T-shirt.
Never a surgeon.
Never a surgeon.
We were talking about this business and how this business, people can sometimes look at someone like you and think, oh, it's easy. You had many years where you struggled and you went out for a lot of auditions and...
Well, even driving to Burbank, it's...
Where we tape today.
This is, it's hard for me to drive to Burbank because this, to me, is the city of rejection.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of places to audition in Burbank, and so when I drove here today, I felt like I got a little sweaty.
Yeah.
Because you used to drive here to, you'd invest your day to drive out to Burbank to audition, and then the casting director asked you to get on all fours and eat a cracker. By the way, do you
Was
mind
that real?
Yes.
Is that really?
Do
That
you
really
mind-
happened?
Well, he goes, do you mind taking your shoes and socks off? And by the way, do you mind getting on all fours and then we're going to stick this cracker in your mouth?
Yeah. When did you find out that he wasn't a casting director?
When I realized this is a Craigslist ad, I responded to it.
That guy's well known in Burbank.
Yeah, he's well known. Yeah.
No, but you must have gone on countless auditions where it's just humiliating.
There was one audition I went on, and then after the cracker incident, I didn't get on all fours and eat a cracker. I kept my shoes and socks on. I just left, but before that, there was a lot of commercial auditions, and I remember once I got called into an audition, and there was nothing but guys over 6 feet tall, and they were all chiseled. And I thought, oh, I guess they need a fat guy in this one, too, and I'm the fat guy. And I don't know why I turned to you.
I don't care. I just like attention.
Yeah. He's just happy.
I don't care. Hear this response. It's a weird response.
Happy.
So anyway, the casting director calls in all 10 of these good-looking guys and me, and he says, so you guys are all hockey players, and you've won the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup, and you're in the locker room, and you're celebrating. And, feel free to take off your shirts. And in my mind, I'm thinking, nobody's going to take their shirts off. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, action. All 10 guys, shirts off. I didn't know what to do. I just sat down like this. I just took off my skates. And now I'm on the Conan O'Brien show.
Shot
Taking my shoes off.
Shot right to the middle.
Yeah.